taking out a pass. The XRP team is glad you're back on the crypto page. Thanks again. Guys, the monthly candle on XRP finished in just 2 hours. I still can't believe I told you guys about that last night and again about 4 hours ago. It did happen for XRP in the end. That price repeat did happen right at the top of the level, as I've been telling you. There are many things that could happen in the next 2 hours. It would be really cool if the price went back up above that range. But take a look at this. Circle wants to get a national trust license in the US, but not many people will know that Ripple is already known as a digital neobank. This is the list of digital banks. A digital bank does not need a full banking license or charter to be on the list. The market did go down a little when we looked at it all together. What's really interesting, though, is something that most people will miss. Bitcoin's bulls and bears are fighting, so there is a little drop. I think we could see an all-time high this week if the price of BTC could get back above 109 and close the monthly candle above that level. BTC is still holding strong right now, though. Even though the market as a whole is going down, XRP is still staying strong. It's up 2% and going strong. XRP is also one of the most important cryptocurrencies to remember. Some people don't care about this, but we do. The value of XRP has gone up by 3.4% since it was worth $134 billion. It is now worth $2.27. Take a look at how much money changes hands every day, $3.2 billion. It's growing more than twice as fast as it did last night, which is really cool to see. This channel is not meant to be used as financial advice. As always, I want to make that clear before we go any further. You should always be careful and do your own research before buying in cryptocurrency. As you may know, Sparks, Germany's largest bank, will start letting normal people trade crypto in the summer of 2026. I'm really excited about this. I'm sorry, but this makes me happy. I'm glad about this because we're talking about super cycle. We have talked about that for a very long time. It doesn't matter if a rising market happens or not. It always does. This time, though, it might not happen. We haven't seen the government talk about crypto before, so this is different. We didn't think banks would be that clear. We did not have ETFs. This time, that's not the case. I'm not sure if this bull market will last until 2026. After seeing this, while we've been talking about super cycles, picture what would happen if this happened everywhere. In other words, what if many banks around the world began giving their clients their own trade platforms? What does this mean? It means that people, institutions, and big companies that don't know how to use cryptocurrencies but want to spread their wealth could send hundreds of billions or even trillions of dollars. The rules have changed. The news is very important. It looks like not many people are paying attention, but I want you to understand this. This also really helps us figure out where we're going. But look at this. Most of the big banks now believe the Fed will lower rates by 25th. What does 100 BPS mean? I mean 25 to 100 BPS, beginning as early as July. Some people still don't see any cuts in 2025, though. The FOMC meeting takes place in July, of course. I believe that when rates go down, there should be fireworks. However, Bank of America doesn't agree. Barclays 25 BPS and Citi 75 BPS do. We'll see what happens again. We need the rate to go down, of course. I think that's what everyone wants now, but take a look at this. So far, a lot of what Jeff Z and Eric said about ETFs has come true. They believe the SEC will allow spot ETFs for Litecoin, Solana, and XRP 95% of the time. If we're talking about Solana, their ETF will start trading this Wednesday. The staked ETF is its name. Okay, once more, I believe that many assets will get that ETF this year, which is going to be great. That being said, you already know that the time is right at this point. All of this is taking place as we move into the second half of the year, as you may know. From what I can tell, this could help us do really well, but look at this. This is crazy. The president wants interest rates to go down to as little as 1%. He is also starting to say out loud that he will replace Fed Chair Powell with someone who will lower rates right away. Stock prices are also at an all-time high. Now more than ever, there are homes for sale. Both the price of U.S. debt and cryptocurrencies are at all-time highs. No, not all crypto there. You can see that some of them are at all-time highs. That helps us understand what's going on in the world in general, not just with digital assets. But if the new head of the Fed really does lower rates to 1%, that's a big drop. There may be one of the biggest bull runs ever in both stocks and real estate. It seems to have shown up in crypto as well, especially altcoins, since they haven't had their time yet. People who own Bitcoin might decide, hey, it's time to lock in profits from Bitcoin if the interest rate goes down. Let's buy some more risky assets. I believe this is where the power could shift, which could cause a big rise in altcoins. That is, the Fed has never dropped rates to 1% when home and stock prices were at all-time highs. After May 20th, 2026, there will be no more Jerome Powell in office. If rates really are going to be 1%, everything is very cheap. Don't forget that this lowers the cost of everything, especially for people who owe money. Just cuts that down. With the extra money they have, they could invest in stocks or cryptocurrencies, which would make prices rise even more. That does, of course, make people who want to buy homes even more appealing. Even though rates are high, I know that the home market is still at an all-time high. It makes sense that more people will be able to get mortgages if the rates go down. That we need to keep in mind, but please tell me what you think below. It looks like the guys who are in charge are still pulling down a good sign. Things could get really exciting for us if we fall below 65%. If Bitcoin stays strong, we might go down to about 63.86%. This could mean that altcoins will go up by more than 10% in the next day. When it comes to Bitcoin, you should still have more than $107,000. I think it's very important that the price of Bitcoin stays above 106,800, as you all know. We don't want to go below this. The daily candle will still go out in about 2 hours. We'll see what happens since there is a light every month. Things are still going really well with XRP for now. We had $2.33 sitting around when we woke up. As I said, we reached our goal. We took the test again right at the collar and failed. But we should still keep an eye on Bitcoin's price. Really strong XRP, and I think it will go above this very soon. Please tell me what you think below, crypto.